Hey everyone, welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Che Arena. What do you guys know about California? I only went there once when I was a kid to check out Disneyland, so all California is to me is like overpriced hot dogs and my mom puking on a roller coaster. But there's obviously so much more. They have good weed, nice beaches, famous people, and don't forget about the good weed. But through all the good stuff, there are some pretty strange things tucked away behind the curtain. And it's my job to find the best 10 and put them on a list for you. So that's why I bring you today's list of top 10 mysterious places in California. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, make sure you follow Most Amazing Top 10 on Instagram and Facebook because there is a ton of more content over there, and it's a great way to get to know myself and the other hosts just a little bit better. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. Number 10, the Madonna Inn. When you travel somewhere, you might want to stay in a place that is super chill and close to all the tourist traps so you can just shut your brain off and spend some money without worrying about anything for a few days. But not me. I want to go to some sketchy hole in the wall and party with the locals and wake up in a weird place and have to retrace all my steps to find my passport so I can eventually get back home. Basically, I love to live the hangover every time I travel. Well, the Madonna Inn tucked away in San Luis Obispo is this kind of place. This hotel has such a trippy vibe. It looks like a place that would make Tim Burton cream in his pants. I wouldn't be surprised if while staying there, instead of leaving you a chocolate on your pillow, it would just be a faded picture of Salvador Dali. This seems like the kind of place where the ghosts are always well dressed and super polite even though they know they're dead. Number 9, the GLEN Tavern Inn in Santa Paula. This place is known as one of the most haunted spots in California. I know I say that a lot in these videos, and I have no idea how a place becomes one of the most haunted places in California. Is there like an official board that makes these decisions, or is it based on how many times someone pees their pants from getting too drunk but then blames it on ghosts? Well, this place was built in 1911 and it was a hot spot for a minute. It was known for many celebrities coming through and it had very extravagant parties. But after the buzz passed, the GLEN Tavern Inn ran into some hard times and they did what any good business owner does when things get rough. They started selling booze illegally, they opened a brothel, and started an illegal gambling ring. These guys really knew how to party. Now the building is more of a tourist attraction. Some people come there to visit to see if the ghost stories are actually real. Number 8, Peggy Sue's Dinosaur Park. Only in America can you find a place that is half diner, half dinosaur park. I feel like this is the ultimate mix of never growing up and realizing that you actually have to grow up. When Peggy Sue was a kid, she probably was like, when I grow up, I want to work at Jurassic Park. And then she grew up and was like, screw it, I'm gonna make my own Jurassic Park, but I still gotta pay rent. This is a great spot to stop if you're burning some rubber from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. You can stop at this spot to grab some greasy roadside food while also wondering how someone could afford to get a bunch of metal dinosaurs made on a diner owner's budget. It's kind of inspiring in a way. Don't let anyone tell you what to do. You can do anything you want because there are people out there doing some crazy stuff that you don't even know about. Number 7, Salton Sea. This place literally had something similar to the entire rise and fall of a civilization. In 1905, the Colorado River flooded and filled up a nice little area in California. In the 1950s, this became a major travel destination. There was a massive lake that people would love to come to. The place was teeming with life. There were fish in the lake, babes on the beach, and hot dogs in every hand of every red-blooded American that would come through for a good time. The only problem is that the lake didn't have a runoff, so eventually it became so salty that all the fish died, and then the lake straight up evaporated. Of course, with no lake and only a bunch of dead fish lying around in the sun, everyone stopped coming. Now if you go there, the place is a straight up ghost town. All there is to see is boarded up windows and the sting of salt on your sunblock creased skin. Hey, maybe if this whole global warming thing keeps going, this place will be amazing again. Stay positive. Number 6, the International Banana Museum. Sticking around this area, one of the main tourist attractions around this dried up lake was the International Banana Museum. Honestly, this is an amazing business model. It would be pretty hard to make a banana museum in this city. There's too much going on. You're competing with major sports teams and famous bands coming through. If you put it in the middle of nowhere and you're the most interesting thing for 250 miles, you might also be one of the only bathrooms. This way people have to come visit you, even if it means they're just doing it to survive because they got lost in the desert. Also, how many things could you put in a banana museum? This one's green, this one's brown. The yellow ones are way too rare, so we just put up a picture. I kind of want to go and just spend a bunch of money on some worthless stuff in the gift shop. I would love a shirt that says, "Why don't bananas snore?" because they don't want to wake up the rest of the bunch. Number 5, the HOOLA water park. So I don't know if you guys know this, but California is a desert. So what is there a lot of in a desert? Well, basically everything except for living creatures and water. So you thought it was a good idea to build a water park in the middle of a desert. Where is the water gonna come from? Is the water park just supposed to get moisture out of the air like Frozone? This one just seems like a dumb idea. And that's why it went out of business in the 1960s. But you know what's even dumber? Someone spent millions of dollars trying to rejuvenate and reopen the thing in the 90s. The dude in charge was like, you know what would be a great investment? That thing that just lost millions of dollars a few decades ago. That's like someone investing in Toys R Us 20 years from now. Now what ended up happening? Well, someone slipped because it's a water park and they sued the park for millions, and that was the end of that. I would invest my retirement in classic Pokemon cars before I spent millions of dollars on a water park in the middle of the desert. Number 4. East 8 Mile Road, Stockton. More haunted places. The East 8 Mile Road is said to be one of the most haunted places in California. I bet if I said I could hear footsteps in my home, I could get on a most haunted list. I would just leave out the part that it's my roommate walking up and down the stairs. But all my sass and sarcasm aside, this place has some creepy stories about it. Apparently the road is haunted by a witch who will walk along the roadside in tattered clothes. If you drive past her and then look back for a second peek, you'll see her in your back seat. Yeah. No thanks. I know I make fun of all this haunted stuff, but the last thing I want is a witch ghost trying to hitchhike without asking. I only have one good pair of jeans, and I don't need to piss in them. Number 3. North Bloomfield Ghost Town. This town was built back in the day when people were trying to strike it rich with the gold rush. Miners from far and wide would come all over to try and live out the dream of becoming a rich man just off a bunch of rocks. I guess that's how people will look back on people who are trying to make it big off of YouTube videos. Geez, how lame all those people are gonna look. Now what ended up happening is none of the people got rich and everyone went home and probably got divorced. But then there was a second gold boom with hydraulic tools, and the second time around people got lucky. They built a town, and of course the gold rush ended, and now all that is left is a creepy shell of a city. It's a straight up ghost town, just like the other place. All the pictures of this place look like The Village from that movie, The Village. I need to find a better way to describe things. Number 2, Mono Lake. At first glance, this place looks absolutely breathtaking. It looks like a place you could have a first date and then propose and then roll around on the beach having sex all in the same night. The reason I've decided to put this natural aphrodisiac on the list is because inside the lake there are bacteria that are 760,000 years old. Not only that, the bacteria that are in the lake have a string of DNA that for the longest time no one could identify. There were alien bacteria, and I'm pretty sure this is how Invasion of the Body Snatchers starts. The water in the lake was very rich in arsenic. And what scientists have found is that the bacteria in the lake used arsenic to construct the missing parts of their DNA, and that's why they were hard to identify. But people who are big into conspiracy theories think that this is proof that aliens landed down on our planet. Whoa. Number 1 on the list, the glass beach of Fort Bragg. This is probably the only time pollution has done something cool. The glass beach of Fort Bragg was caused of years and years of people throwing their glass waste into the ocean. Now all of it comes barfed out in these cool little polished pellets. People from all over the world come to the beach to try and collect them. It takes forever for the ocean to polish one of these pieces of glass, and with so many tourists coming around from the world to come and collect them, one day these things will be extremely rare. Hopefully, because I hope we stop polluting. That being said, please don't throw your glass garbage into the ocean. And everyone, that is our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, follow Most Amazing Top 10 on Instagram and Facebook. It's a great way to get to know myself and the other hosts just a little bit better. Until next time, I've been Shade Arena, and I'm gonna go to California, I guess? I don't know. I got nothing for you this time.